what are the most important line items you're focused on tonight?
I think investors are going to focus on two things. They already announced their deliveries for this quarter, so it's all about what Tesla expects going forward. And Elon Musk has said that the company hopes to deliver 500,000 cars in this full year. And so that's really what people are going to be keyed on. Does the company still believe it can deliver that number? I think the second thing is automotive gross margins, excluding any regulatory credits. Investors are expecting that to go up about 2% to almost 21% this quarter relative to last quarter. So those are the things that investors are really going to be focused on.
So how would you describe the bar here in terms of it being high or low? I mean, on the one hand, of course, we've talked about the share run-up, which has just been extraordinary. On the other hand, they've had a couple of, I guess you would call them disappointments over the past month. I mean, Battery Day was a little quieter than expected. Then the delivery number was pretty much in line. So where does that leave kind of whispers, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would add, in terms of relative disappointments, there was an expectation that they would be included in the S&P, and that didn't happen. And the stock has been remarkably resilient. And so, look, I think expectations are reasonably high. I think they really do need to say they can do at least 500,000 units this year, and maybe even project a little bit about, Elon has talked about 50% growth on a sustained basis going forward. Some commentary around can they continue to grow at the current pace into next year is important. Now, all that being said,
yeah,
the valuation is fantastic. I mean, we have a company that is valued, more than Toyota, Volkswagen, Ford, Mercedes, and BMW combined. And those companies make 34 million cars a year. Tesla's going to make 500,000. And so we do have a stock that has a lot of expectations built into it. It's just a question of, is 500 is probably enough. The stock's not going to go up if they say they're going to do 500,000. There'll likely have to be something else, either about next year's growth or a profit profile that's improving materially, I think, for the stock to continue to work here.
Although Elon Musk always has a way of coming up with something exciting to talk about. In that sense, what do you make of the fact that a lot of the excitement, even a trending topic on Twitter, is still this Hummer that GM unveiled last night? I happened to be watching the game. I saw the ad. There was a lot of people were watching, sort of saying, okay, like this is kind of interesting, and it's an electric vehicle. GM shares are up pretty nicely this week. They're starting to act growthy again. What do you make of the competition Tesla's going to face here?
Well, look, it's natural to expect that as the EV market grows, you're going to have more competition. It's important to remember that EVs are about 2 million cars a year out of about 90 million that are sold. So they're a really small part of the market, and Tesla has, between 20 and 25% market share. So certainly over time, we expect, and automakers have announced many new electric vehicle models going forward. And that's essential, I think, to growing the market. Tesla can't really be the only viable player. Now, but if one thinks about it, if Tesla's 25% share today of a 2 million unit market, and that market's going to 50 million units, Tesla could, quote, lose share and have, only 10% share or 15% shares, 10, 15 years from now. But that would still mean they would sell 5 or 7 million cars. So they were in early. They have pretty dominant share. There's no one in the car market today that has more than 10 or 11% share. So I think their share does go down over time. But importantly, this end market is going to grow, 20+% a year for 15 or 20 years.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.